我得去接他一下，要不然我路掉了。我坚定加3速血，我根本无视他 W 的。我要飞，我要飞。点错了，一下一太远了。你妈的！刷飞机的一会儿出来，重新在我这里登记一下，我看有多少人刷。怎么抓呀？干嘛？他也3速血了，跑起来了。一速别。我操！这 Q 不知道能不能 Q 死他。现在不睡觉的时候。不死他又没致命击，打不死。
One super.
What up? Silver Nectar only back doing some more League of Legends. Actually, I'm playing some Renekton. Can't be like running around doing nothing for too long.
.1 kill. Okay. I mean, this guy's 1 health. The game just started, he's 1 health. That's so weird. What a weird player. What? Is he win trading? Nice, just CN player. I did everything perfect, but I couldn't kill him. Am I getting level 2 gank? Why is this guy staying? Well, he has no flash. My health is way too high for him too. I mean, I'm getting his sums for free, and I get a free recall on top of it. Yeah, it should be a free recall. Fiddlestick, why are you here? Isn't ghosting, no? He's ghosting. He is ghosting. Do you not understand? No. It's obvious! You're leeching 2 wave of XP, my friend. You're not serious. Am I getting troll chat? This guy just took like 3 wave of XP. Yo. Am I allowed to AFK? You wanna know what's sad, Malice? It's that it works! It's that it works! It works, Malice! It works! A guy just sat in my lane for 2 full minutes. It worked! Crazy. I'm not bad. Somebody is... Sealer is so amazing. This is so funny. I am creep blocked by 20 different... sorry, I shouldn't have ult. Can we kill this guy? Just kill this fucking dog. He's gonna run to his grump right now. I know he's gonna do it. He's just a greedy player. Yep, I knew it. So obvious. Like, he's also brain dead in intelligence. He'll like win super hard lane, and he'll just decide like Berserker Greaves Everfrost Gnar is the play this game. I'll be like, yeah, that's really good. I've seen this somewhere. I have to test it. Not real. I felt like this Kassadin was gonna get fed. And this is really, I feel like. Come on, give it to me. Bait him to. I figured you'd do that because you're bad. Oh, yeah, China is just. Fuck. I mean, I told him not to use ult, and he still does it. Are you brain dead? We don't need ults. I have literally a Bork. I one-tap this guy. Just fear he's dead. Why would you waste ult? Please? Hey, this guy. Oh, benefit gold. You wanna flash, right? 7? Is that what I see? What? Is it some kind of like sick joke? Oh, by the way, I should. By the way, chat, I should have never flashed for Janna here. But potentially, it literally feels like I'm facing. It's like I'm facing bots. It literally feels like I'm facing bots. This is. But like it is the game every single time. So what's up with that?
I've been using Shopify for 8 or 9 years now, and it changed my game around because very soon I realized that my window to the world is actually through my website.
Come on, little puppies. Come on. Dude, I don't understand this. I don't. I don't get it. This is right here? You're so bad. Oh my god. I'm not gonna troll. Whoops. And we are not doing anything with it. It's very impressive to me. Okay. Never not group. Literally, never not group. Watch me die to Kassadin right here. I see. What did I say? What did I say?
Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. I'm
Looking for a show?
Find me Paw Patrol!
Okay, Sky Glass can find any show on any app.
When I say Timberland, what do you say?
BetterHelp is that it's available to clients worldwide. So if you're like me and you are moving around a lot, you can still have access to your therapist no matter where you are in the world. It's also... And Oki especially loves this spot. Some people questioned me when I said that he would walk from that end, but just so it's easier for you guys to see. And I get these ones in. And I actually made this a little bit snug. So you got to do a bit of a technique. And push that down. And so now it is in bed mode, and I would normally walk through to get the bedding, but you're kind of in the way at the moment. So if you don't mind just moving over. And there you go. In terms of how I lie down, as you can see, I lie lengthways, and it is just long enough for me. I take measures of it. I didn't actually mention.
How's it going, guys? My name is Charlie. I've got my girlfriend Lauren behind the camera. And today we're going to give you a tour of our Ford Transit Mark 7 stealth camper van. So as you can see, there's a few nicks and bumps in the side of the van. It is an old work van, gives it that stealth look. No one can notice us, hopefully, when we're outside camping. It's a bit of a windy day in the UK. We haven't picked the best day today, so let's jump inside. Welcome to the crib, the semi-crib. We float between this van and our narrowboat. We've had the van for about 1.5 years now. Been doing plenty of trips around the UK that you can head back and watch. I will confess right now, this is a very basic build. It was semi-converted from the guy I bought it from. So he'd done a lot of the woodwork, but there was no electricity, there was no heater. It was pretty bare minimum. But the main thing was the frame and the bed that you can see was already in place. So starting off with our mini kitchen, we've got 2 gas hobs. I'll open up the bottom and you can see exactly what it looks like underneath. So we've got 2 3.9 kilogram gas bottles that we switch over when they run out. We've got our fresh water that needs topping up at the minute, our little fold down bin, dustpan and brush, and the grey water. I've got no outlet or water tanks underneath, so we carry 3 of these, and the grey water, we have to keep an eye on that as we're travelling and keep emptying that as we go. We've got our cutlery drawer, we have to squeeze everything into this, but we're pretty organised. It's probably going to be one of the most OCD, well organised vans that you'll find. We've got all the basic utensils in there, and Lauren cooks up some pretty tasty meals. I think our subscribers will agree. We've got a little sink, and I would have liked to expand it even more, but it's just something we didn't get around to. When we bought the van, the guy had installed a steel tap with a foot pump, which wasn't great for us, so we installed a water pump. We've got the main switchboard there, which I'll explain all the electrics in a minute, but we've got our lights, our pump, and our heater, and Lauren is going to demonstrate, hopefully the water's working. There we go. What we've done is we've ran the lines all the way back along, drilled a hole in the back of the cupboard. The water pump has been bolted to the back there. So we've got the inlet pulling out of this fresh water. It goes up through the pipes and straight up into the tap. So that's the kitchen setup. As I mentioned, very basic, but it works for us. We're used to the similar setup in the narrowboat, just a little bit bigger, so we're very minimalistic. Overhead storage, we've got our kettle. We normally keep our dry foods up here. Plates and bowls, typical camper. And a little tip, we put this rubber matting in so that it doesn't slide around too much when we're on the move. We've got a little clip on the side, stops it from opening as we go. So to finish off the kitchen, as if we've got separate rooms in the van, we've got a little spice rack, our towel holder, and up here, apart from Lauren's makeup mirror, is our overhead storage. So we've got our pots and pans, our washing up stuff, we've got a couple of sleeping bags, and our bathroom box. Of course, a first aid kit is always a necessity. And again, little tip, carpeted this. It was bare metal, one to insulate it a tiny bit, but mainly to stop it sliding around and making a racket while we're driving. Oh, and almost forgot our little bean shelf, our big bean shelf, which is normally full of baked beans, tinned goods. We're a bit empty at the minute, but we've got a couple of tins of soup just in case we need something. So behind this big wooden door, that we leave our veg bag on, is where you will find the isolation switch to our leisure battery. So the main battery sits underneath the driver's seat, and we installed an isolation switch to a leisure battery that is strapped in, and this connects all the electrics to the back of the switchboard, and when we want to charge it, we connect them, drive, it charges up the leisure battery, and when we pull up to camp for the night, we disconnect it so that when that runs out, if it runs out, it hasn't run out yet, it's not draining off our main battery. And as you can imagine, that is pretty crucial, so it's one thing we have to remember every time. Okay, moving up into the main living quarters. First up, we've got our Chinese diesel heater controls. The diesel heater is located in the boot, which I'll show you in a little while, but the air pumps out of here and it does get very, very warm, so that's crucial. All the wires are hidden away, but it's been a big upgrade to our van experience. This is just my nan's old poof. When she passed away, is the one thing I wanted to keep. It's a little memory of where I used to sit with her when I was a child. So we got the whole thing reconstructed, put a new zip on it, and bulked out the fillings. And that's just a little memoir when we want to put our feet up or somewhere to sit. But to be honest, it normally just gets in the way. Sorry, Nan. So before I show you the full extent of the seating area, it was an L shape. The guy had previously installed that kind of setup, but we chopped it down the middle purely because we wanted an extendable table. And then we also built it so that when the table's not in use, it drops down, sits on this ledge, and we've still got the L-shaped sofa. While I'm at it, you might as well come and see what happens in the boot. It's a bit of an organised mess. We've got our 2 electric bikes. Let me chuck them out the way. We actually only just got these recently. Took them for a little test ride last week, and they're actually so good. They fold out, clip together, and the handlebars just pop up like that. So not only are they foldable, they're electric. They're from a company called Michael. Yeah, nice little addition to the van. I'll come back to the boot and talk you through that in a minute. As you can see, huge storage space thanks to the lifted height of the bed. But what we need is the table leg and the tabletop itself. So obviously this was a bit of a bitch when we were laying the floor in, but it was all worth it to have somewhere to sit and eat our dinners come evening time, and also somewhere to work when we're on the road. If we're having a work day, we often set this up. And then underneath what we've done, it's a bit of a mess, but it does the job and we rarely use this, to be honest. Almost like a little dog bed, which slots in there.
Now we're just missing a Pomeranian.
Laura keeps hustling me for a Pomeranian, so maybe that's the secret reason it was built like that. And then we've got the extra bit of fabric in the boot, so that if we ever do want the L-shaped sofa back, or we have our nephews over, they need somewhere to sleep, we've got this as a setup. And then obviously, with a tiny space, you have to make the most of every little compartment. So under here is our main storage. We've got a couple of hot water bottles under there from before we had our heater, and that is where we normally chuck our cases and clothes if we're going on a short or long adventure. And then over this side, we have got the almighty porta potty. We get a lot of questions. Look at that, it just fits. Obviously measured that precisely. We get a lot of questions about this particular porta potty. This is the smallest one available on the market. It is the Thetford Porta Potty 335. So although it doesn't last long when we're on the road, we do have to find campsites and places to empty it every few days. It is the smallest and most compact one you can find. Just quickly before we forget, we have got the 240 mains as well, which we haven't got any type of inverters or solar panels that charge these up. These only run when we plug in and hook up on a campsite, but I'll show you in the cabin in a little while. We've got like a little portable inverter that we can charge stuff with while we're driving. And finally, our adaptable bed. One thing I would advise if you're looking at beds is a big mistake we made. We bought a Ford Transit because of the layout and because of the size. This is a high top mid wheelbase. The bed is very narrow. The walls are narrow. So if I'm in the van on my own, I can just about fit diagonally and have a restless night's sleep. But the beauty with this is, the guy that built it made it out of an old bunk bed, and the slats pull out using this little cog to make, not a full-size double, but more or less a proper double bed. So we've got our extra bit of material, which is not ideal to make up every night when we're on the road, but when you extend it and put a bit of effort in, it certainly makes for a comfier night's sleep. We've got these legs that hook into the bottom of the frame, like so, and then the step means that we have got plenty of space for chilling in the evenings. So that's about it from the inside, but as you can imagine, when we shut all the doors and tuck up, get the heater on at night time, it is completely stealth, no one would know we're in here, and it's so warm and super cozy. One thing I haven't mentioned actually, the insulation, I think it's 100mm thick, as well as in the floor.
Van, you got a hanging fruit bowl.
One last thing to show you in here, aside from the decorations, is obviously the roof vent. Lots of people have electric ones, we just got a very basic one that was already installed on the van, the old spinny, let the wind in one. The make of that is a Fiamma, for anyone that's interested. We open that up normally when we're cooking or if it gets too hot in here in the summer. And before anyone jumps on me, we've got our carbon monoxide alarm up here too. And this is actually where the guy previously had a wood burner installed. It was beautiful, but we're not going on any ski holidays anytime soon, and it took up quite a lot of space here. It also made the van super heavy. So we're allowed this up to 3.5 ton, and the fireplace alone was pretty heavy. So the fact that we would probably never use it, it would have just dragged the van along and increased the fuel consumption. So we plated over the chimney hole and made it look like a little fake air vent. And although it's still quite a blank canvas, we managed to get a couple of decorations up. We've got my favourite photo of the van up there in the Lake District. We've got a little line art of me and Lauren in front of the van there in Scotland that someone kindly made for us and sent over through Instagram. We also stole these from the Narrowboat Christmas decorations to give a bit of a vibe in here. And we've got the complete boho look from another subscriber that very kindly made these macrames to go across the back doors. So I'll quickly take you around, talk you through the boot. So as you saw earlier, we've got the table and the outside dining setup strapped in here to stop it from wriggling all over the place while we're driving. We've got our electric cables, our set of chocks, our jump start kit just in case, and Lauren loves a game of bowls. We've got our 2 spare jerry cans full of water normally, 25 litres each, so 25, 50, 75 litres we carry in total. Wellies, always a good thing to keep in a camper van, and our little 12-volt fridge from Halfords, which is always good because, as you probably noticed, in the main part of the van we don't have a fridge. We don't eat a lot of dairy anyway, so this is handy if we ever do have anything when we're on the road. You can plug that into the cigarette lighter in the front. We also have a cigarette lighter on our switch panel, so we can chuck that on and it kind of just ticks over and keeps things pretty chill overnight. We've got our storage box full of goodies. Priorities. Lauren's got her wine glasses. We've got citronade, little outdoor shower. But absolute godsend. Would not be able to live in our van without it now. And one of the great things about them as well is they literally use pumps all the hot air into the main compartment of the van. There's a bit more to it than that. There's a little exhaust and a filter that has to go through and under the van and back out, but absolute godsend. Would not be able to live in our van without it now. And one of the great things about them as well is they literally use hardly any diesel. So if you're watching this, you probably already know this information if you're into vans, but if you're thinking about heating in your van, definitely recommend a Chinese diesel heater. I should probably mention, this is just regular diesel. We get it from the petrol station, chuck your pump in. I think this costs like £10 to fill up, or you can also run it on red diesel if you know someone that's got a farm and uses tractors. Nearly forgot our bag of bags. We've literally got a bag full of tote bags because when you're on the road, you just always need something to carry things with.
And we collect them.
Yeah, we do actually, yeah. We've got another bag of bags on our narrowboat, so if you ever see a tote bag out and about, grab it and keep it for us. And as you can see from the outside, I think you'd agree it's pretty stealth. The only thing really that would ever give it away, which you're never going to notice, is our plug-in for the outside. So that's where we plug in for the mains if we're ever on site. But let's be honest, no one's going to take notice of that. I'll give you a quick run through in the cabin just in case you're interested. As I mentioned, it's a very basic van build. This is pretty old school, but when you're driving, this plugs into your cigarette lighter and it gives you 240 power as you're driving. So if we ever need to charge our laptops on the go, camera batteries, anything major, we rely on that. And that also can be used on our little switch panel board in the back there. I mean, we like the dash. It's 10 years old. It's a 2012 version of the Mark 7. So it's not super up to date. It's got no aircon, it's got no mod cons, but it's got a little aux lead up here so we can play our music while we're on the road. And in our glove box, we've got all sorts. We done Scotland and the NC 500 last year, so still got our hair nets or head nets?
Head nets.
Head nets to keep the mozzies away.
Torches for campsites at night times.
What else we got in there?
Baby wipes, always need baby wipes. Here is... Hey, come on!
Always the joker. Should we jump in the back and sign out?
Let's do it.
Also, under here, next to our leisure battery is where I keep our sticker box. I know, as I mentioned just then, if you have any
So this is our starting van. It's a 2014 Transit Custom Short. Doing this with and we are done. All fully lined.
Push in. What do you think, Chassis?
And that is it, done. Flooring fully fitted. So, aka Happy Feet. The first. Okay, hopefully this will go in. Perfect. Fits and it's level. So let's get stripping and wiring. Venture around to the other side of the van.
As the sun slowly crept into the sky, it filled the morning air with
question.
Our third van. We built 3 different vans on 3 different continents, and we're super proud to take you on the
50L high roof, long wheelbase, and we bought it just before they had about into the back. So this is the entry down to here.
So this is our bulkhead. It's basically dividing the front.
Welcome back, you beautiful people, and welcome. But off the van on its side.
Yeah, it doesn't get more bespoke than that. We literally made it, well...
Storage, which is quite hard to do when it comes to a small space. You've got to utilize quite a lot of the space to make it roomy but have storage. So I've got 3 overhead storages over here. This one is for the kitchen. Those 2 over there will be for clothing. Then coming down over here, we've got this one here, which is again for the kitchen. And this one is for clothes, which is a little second. But behind this big cushion are these items. These are Isofix mounts, which are welded to the with.
It's lovely in here, actually. I'm very nice.
Discover lots of little tips that could save.
아, 밑에를 가줄 걸 그랬나? 아, 이 내줘라. 아, AP틀이라 평타 개약해.
적을 처치했습니다.
2,350원. 와우, 비싸다.
학살 중입니다.
조합식 바뀐 거는 나빼던데? 이게 증폭의 고수 하나 있다가
적을 처치했습니다.
악마의 버버스 들어갈 거.
아군이 당했습니다.
우리 부족의 이름.
궁이 찼을라나? 아, 템 차이 개많이 나는데 이거 지금 말이 안 되지.
떠나라. 당장. 난 필요한 것만 취한다.
450원? 잠깐 끊겼다고 뜨는데?
다시 출발. 예전 게 많이 어색했는데.
이걸 내려가네.
적을 처치했습니다. 적을 처치했습니다.
난내 두 가지 모습 기꺼이 받아들여.
아군이 당했습니다.
아트가 좀 멍청한데?
농심실라머님 별풍선 200개 고맙대머리.
아이고 라모님 200개도 감사합니다. 잘못 봤나? 아트록스 티어 꽤나 높은 걸로 봤는데. 이 새끼 티어 어디야? 다삼딱 상태 왜 이래? 아, 다이아 3이에요. 심지어 탑임. 그래서 나도 뭔가 이 친구만의 각이 있을까봐 그렇게 적극적으로 플레이는 안 했거든.
벽 느꼈나? 심파 가자 심파.
적을 처치했습니다.
아 그래도 짬밥이 있는데 맞선을 와야 좀 후들게 맞고 그러지.
적을 처치했습니다.
아 감사합니다 라면님. 혹시 킬당인가? 킬당 200개인가? 너무 많은데. 아트염 안오니? 2만원의 가치는 씨발. 나 그런 말도 했어? 존나 나쁘게 라인 다 태웠다. 아 근데 너무 잘 사려. 바텀이 존나 아프리네.
더블킬.
아니야 랭게임이야. 아 근데 나 아직 소리 좀 덜 깬 거 같은 느낌이야. 뭔가 멀티가 안 돼. 탑차 야트 극대나무. 아 그거 어려운데. 와, 씨. 나쳐 맞았네. 아트가 극대노를 한더라. 아 근데 얘도 티어가 낮은 편은 아니라서 약간의 그 포커페이스를 유지를 한단 말이지. 아마 바로 나가지 않나? 한번 그럼 아트 한번 괴롭혀보자.
도저히 막을 수 없습니다. 아군이 당했습니다.
짐승.
다 내려갔나? 맞다 철거 빠르다.
아군이 당했습니다. 포탑을 파괴했습니다.
마시고요.
무덤이 될 것이다. 숨어봤자. 무기를 써볼까. 너 내 거다.
전장의 진자. 더블킬.
오오오.
처치했습니다.
반복되는 동선? 그런 게 가능할까? 됐다. 뭐야 뭐야? 야 왜 꾸물꾸물거리는 거 안 보였지?